10 ways restaurants scam you and how to spot them. Ever had that feeling? A tiny nagging doubt at the back of your mind during a seemingly perfect dinner, that everything is too perfect, or perhaps not quite right. Maybe it's the legendary biodynamic guinea fowl raised to the sound of farmers' daughters singing, that tastes suspiciously like the chicken from the menu next door, or the bill that just feels heavier than it should. What if I told you that your suspicion is often the first line of defense? That behind the polished silver and warm smiles of some establishments, there exists a whole shadow menu, not of dishes, but of schemes. A menu where waiters and chefs play a dangerous game with your order, your bill, and your trust. Where your free coffee was already sold to someone else, your steak lost half its weight before it even hit the pan, and the money from your card took a detour on its way to the bank. From the classic no change returned to sophisticated collusions with terminals and checks that never existed, these aren't scenes from a thriller. This is the hidden reality of restaurant fraud. Stick with me. In this video, we're pulling back the curtain. We'll break down 10 common restaurant scams, from dish substitution to infinite checks and card trickery, so you can spot them, stop them, and ensure you only pay for what you truly ordered and enjoyed. Because on this channel, we believe a knowledgeable guest is the most powerful critic of all. Let's begin. Dish substitution. Have doubts that what's in front of you is the legendary biodynamic guinea fowl with black truffle, raised free-range to the singing of beautiful farmers' daughters, so praised by the waiter, and not an ordinary chicken, also on the menu, from the nearest poultry farm. Don't be shy, ask questions, call the manager. Bonus, discount system or secret promotions, another legendary classic. A loyalty card is issued in a third party's name. The guest, who doesn't have the restaurant's card, isn't told about discounts, bonuses, second coffee as a gift, etc. The difference, straight into the pocket. Bonuses accumulate. They'll be used to cover the order of the next unsuspecting guest who pays the bill in cash. The gift coffee, of course, won't be poured down the drain either. It'll be sold to someone else without a receipt. Service without a receipt. As practice shows, most guests don't even think about the receipt, being quite content with studying the pre-check. What ultimately goes through the cash register, only one waiter knows. By the way, they say the most advanced bartenders steal not on alcohol, but on tea. They skimp just a little. The resulting extra pot of tea is sold to guests without that very receipt. The infinite check, i.e., a check, usually for a small order, that was presented to you and a whole queue of other guests. As a result, your order doesn't go through the system at all, but you pay, the received amount is divided among the colluding participants. This doesn't concern you? Well, of course, if you don't consider that the losses will still be factored into the price, or rather into the reduction of quality and quantity of the product, of dishes in the future. No change returned, a trivial, rock-solid classic. The waiter leaves with a $100 bill for a check, say, worth $80, and doesn't return. To run off to your own business or call the manager, race supervisor, is, of course, up to you to decide. Extra dish. Check your bill carefully. If you find a dish, usually not expensive, for example, some inconspicuous salad or cold appetizer you've never heard of before, ask the waiter to perform an "sorry, it's a pure accident." Writing off, previously earned. And how can a waiter return the $1 to $4 obtained from the previous scheme? It's simple. Accumulate, for example, a $30 surplus in card payments, and pocket the next small bill for that amount, which the guest pays in cash. Underweight Underpour. The most trivial, yet effective and ultimately profitable method. The chef/bartender intentionally reduces the weight volume of the product. The excess is taken out or sold to other restaurant guests. Obviously, if it's not the work of a lone cunning individual, but a collusion of several employees, your steak or glass can end up losing even half of its initially intended size. Don't be surprised. The overall enjoyment of the dinner, the success of a business date, or the mood of a romantic meeting or birthday will shrink in exactly the same proportion. Card payment. Remember how paying a bill by card works? The waiter brings the terminal to your table, you enter your PIN, a receipt pops out, you get an SMS, the waiter tears it off, puts it in your bill holder, and leaves. Only the amounts on the guest check and the card payment receipt are different. Not significantly, by $1 to $4, primarily depending on your degree of intoxication, of course. Product substitution, regrading. Legendary Soviet classic. Write this down. As we know, meat doesn't steal itself. The premium grade beef goes straight into the chef's trunk. First grade meat is passed off as premium, second grade as first grade, and into the minced cutlet meat, instead of high-quality meat, they simply add fat and water. Translating to modern gastronomic language, ordering premium delicacies, seafood, caviar, cheeses, prosciutto, rare wines, and other expensive products and drinks is only worth it in restaurants you trust. Otherwise, you risk, at your own peril, sampling some surrogate brought into the restaurant by an employee in a bag, often of completely unknown origin. So we've just taken a tour of the restaurant industry's shadow kitchen. Sounds a bit grim, doesn't it? But the point of this video isn't to scare you into never dining out again. The point is to arm you. Knowledge is your best sauce, and awareness is the most valuable ingredient in any order. Remember the most important thing. Your vigilance is the only thing that makes these schemes risky for a dishonest employee. Your questions about the dish, your request to double-check the change, your habit of always taking and reviewing the official receipt, that's your armor. You're not a picky customer. You are a respected guest who values quality and transparency. True hospitality professionals understand and welcome this. Now, it's your turn to act. 1. Comment. Has anything like this ever happened to you? Maybe you've spotted a trick we didn't mention? Share your story or question in the comments below. It's invaluable for building our community's knowledge. Let's create a master list. 2. Like. If this video opened your eyes or you found it useful, smash that like button. It's the best signal to YouTube that these investigations are needed, and it helps me make more content like this. 3. Subscribe. To not miss breakdowns of other hidden systems, not just in restaurants, but in travel, shopping, and services, hit subscribe. We have so many more topics coming on how to be a savvy consumer.